Moses said the world was created in 6 days, 4,000 years before Christ. I think that's pretty clear what he was saying. The fourth commandment on the Sabbath, rest on the seventh day because God rested on the seventh day after working for 6 days. And it's just that's not, doesn't mean 6,000 years. We're not supposed to work for 6,000 years and rest for 1,000 years on the seventh millennium. It just means 6 days. And that's what Isaac Newton said. That's what Bishop Ussher said. That's what everybody said. It was even people like Augustine said it's been close to 6,000 years now. He was talking in thousands of years. So that's where the Christian consensus was, thousands of years. And if you were to go back to if Isaac Newton and you were to go back to Moses' day when Moses is writing that, we would all talk about the 6-day creation. And what did Egypt believe? What did the scientists of Pharaoh's day believe? Well, they believed something else. A lot of ancient empires believed that the world was eternal, that matter was eternal, or they had all kinds of views, but they didn't have the view of creation 6,000 years ago. They didn't have that view. And Isaac Newton would not be persuaded by the scientists of Egypt or the scientists of Assyria. I mean, Egypt, they had scientists because the pyramids are an amazing a feat of astronomy, a calculation, civil engineering, construction, all these things. There were smart people in Egypt to build the pyramids, and all the different ways that they line up astronomically with what's going on in space, all kinds of things. Smart guys, but Isaac Newton would not be persuaded by them because he was committed to the Bible. And you go through all the ancient empires, the Medes, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, they all had different ideas. They were all essentially evolutionary ideas. They all had people there who are acknowledged as being somewhat precursors of Darwin. They had evolutionary ideas which they didn't phrase them in exactly the same way Darwin did or that we would do it today, but they basically were teaching evolution. They were teaching a doctrine of creaturism rather than creatorism. The Bible is a creatorist document. It's funny that we would say there's two ways to define that word creationism. Creationism for most people means he believes in the Genesis account. But really, the distinction here, as Van Til said, no alternative but theonomy and autonomy. There's no alternative between creatorism and creationism or creaturism. But in some way, you see the creation as ultimate rather than the creator. All those ancient empires believed in did not believe in creatorism. They believed in creationism, worshiping the creation, worshiping the creator. Romans 1:25, worshiping the creature rather than the creator. Why did they do that? It's because they wanted autonomy rather than theonomy. They did not want to have to obey the creator. They did not want to have to obey his revelation in the Bible.